Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook. Sign up now for a $20 free bet. Just use the code IFLTV24. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV. I'm here in Liverpool, delighted to be joined by Stephen Swifty Smith. Stephen, like I said to you off camera a little bit there, you're a coach now, and I'm excited to see how you perform in the corner. But of all the Smith brothers, you, your brother Paul, Liam and Callum, you're the one that's took the biggest step back from the sport. But you said to me that now that you're a coach, you've got that sort of buzz back, that hunger. Just explain that to me.
To be honest with you, when I got to the end of my own career, I didn't sort of ever have that, like, closure. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people have like a bad performance or, you know, a bit of a loss, and then they decide that's me and walk away. I'd won my last three and I was sort of waiting on another opportunity, and then COVID happened, so I sort of made my mind up that I'm at the wrong age to be having time out the ring, so I'd sort of come to terms with having to retire rather than wanting to retire. So I then decided to stay out the gym. I didn't train for 3 years because I thought if I get in the gym and start training, I'll start sparring. If I start sparring, I'll fight again. And if I'm not at the level where I was and I start losing to people that I shouldn't have, then it'd do me head in, it'd play with me mentally. So I thought I'll take a proper break from it. I stayed out the gym until the time was right. I've had my break and I'm ready now. I've got back in the gym and I'm now, you know, taking a full move into coaching, and I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I'm going to the gym now with a purpose rather than just popping in to watch my brothers spar. I'm going in there now, you know, I've got fighters where, you know, I'm coaching them and I'm helping develop them and I'm helping them become better fighters, and, you know, hopefully my journey starts this Saturday, and hopefully you'll see the results and the success stories that I do have with the improvements I'm making my own fighters.
Your journey starts on Saturday with Steve Clark. Now, Paul spoke to me about Steve, saying that he's a ticket seller, he's an ABA champion, he's been there, done it as an amateur, so he's making his step into the pro ranks. But it's going to be an interesting dynamic there because it's his pro debut as a fighter and your pro debut as a coach, so it's going to be an intriguing watch for people watching, obviously with Swifty being back in boxing. So just talk to me about Steve, obviously an exciting young fighter that can sell tickets, and you've obviously seen him this training camp. How's he looking?
You know what, he looks really good. He's a pleasure to coach. Anything I say or ask of him, he does, and you know, he's one of them. He's always got his ears open. He listens to everything I ask of him, and he understands why I'm telling him to make the small adjustments you've got to make. You know, it's not amateur boxing no more, and there's little small subtle changes you've got to make to be a better pro, and you know, he'll make them on his journey. But you know, he's made all the starting things. You know, everything I've asked him, he's doing, and I'm excited to start his journey. And it's a pleasure and an honour for me to start it with him. I think it's a nice touch, a nice story. You know, we both won titles for the Rotunda. We're both, you know, prodigies of the Rotunda. We both won the ABAs and turned pro. Very similar in backgrounds in that way. You know, I know his family well, and it's a nice touch for me to be starting my career with him, and then hopefully we can go on and have a lot of success, you know, the pair of us, and hopefully together as well.
Well, it's your debut and his debut Saturday, but you do have a small stable already. Just talk to me about the stable you have already and the fighters that you have.
To be honest, I've got Charlie Edwards. He's, you know, Charlie's a class act. He's a former WBC champion. You know, he don't give them belts away. I know how good he is, and you know, I know he's still got a world title in him. He's just he needs the opportunity. To be honest with you, he's trying his best to go out and get a date and get a fight. He's willing to fight anyone. He's not even asking for any touches to come back with. He'll go right into a big fight. He's not bothered. He just wants the fight really, and the opportunity to showcase his own talent, and then he can move on to world honours if possible. You know, he's in a weight division at bantamweight where Inoue won all the belts and then, you know, blew the division wide open and just sort of moved on up. So it's a bit wide open at the minute, and it's all the belts are there for the taking, and he's as good as anyone in that division. There's not a person at bantamweight that I wouldn't put him in with. So I'm excited about his journey again. We just need the chance to get going really and get the ball moving. I've got Liv Hussey, who's a European gold medal in the amateurs, and you know, got a lot of talent. It's just about progressing her and moulding into a good pro, and you know, she can make a splash in the women's game, which is thriving at the minute, and it's getting better and better. So she should be another good name to add to that when she showcases her own talent and shows how good she is. And then I've got Jake Henty, who's 6-0, and he's got a fight next month for the Southern Area title. So it'd be good to sort of start the journey with him and see how far he can go. He's a talented southpaw, and he's been a pleasure in the gym because again it's like the new stage when you come to a new coach and you're trying to impress and stuff. And I've seen that in the early days, and it's continued. You know, he's he's giving it his all. I can see, you know, the effort he's making and making a few subtle adjustments with him. It's good to have an opponent where we can sit down, we watch him together, and we can study and plan things. I think that's where I'll thrive as a coach. I think I've got a good eye for the tactical side of things, and you know, I think the adjustments what we're going to make and the shots we're looking on and working on, I think will work at Street, and you'll see more developments and more improvements in Jake's game where. Again, it'll look good for me.
It's good to see you back in boxing, so I'm looking forward to seeing you as a coach, Swifty. But can I cast your mind back to last weekend with your brother Callum? I do want to touch on Beterbiev himself and how you were there. Were you there? Were you in Canada? Yeah, I didn't know.
I went out because I had Steve training.
Yeah, I didn't see you play. I didn't see you playing the computer. That's why.
They were all out there all week. I flew out Friday morning. Watched the fight and flew back home Sunday just so I didn't miss any of these. You know, it's his first fight week. I didn't want to leave him on his own, and I thought if I could get the best of both worlds, then I would, and I did that. Pleasure and a privilege to be there alongside, you know, my brother in terms of, you know, the top level. You know, he was competing to win every belt in boxing, really. You know what I mean? And it would have been an unbelievable achievement had he gone there and done it. But sometimes in boxing happens, you come across someone at their best, and I thought that was Beterbiev. I've been around the world with Beterbiev in the amateurs. I went to Europeans, Worlds. I went all around the world in tournaments with him and seeing him beating, you know, Usyk in the amateurs. You know, it's like top fights and stuff, and he's always been at a high level. But I think you're seeing him at his best on the night on Saturday. Unfortunately for Callum, he just couldn't seem to put a dent in him. It's one of them things, you know. Look, there's things in the background where everyone's been talking about and stuff. But look, at the end of the day, I just said I saw it, and I thought Callum went there, and you know what? He literally went out on his shield. He's done everything we asked of him. It was one of them. It wasn't going to, you know, according to plan. And rather than just sort of, you know, try and survive and say, you know, I took him to point, he could have started to move around the ring and kept his hands up and, you know, done nothing, but he kept trying to commit to trying to throw a shot, and I was proud of him. You know, he got stopped trying to win, and I'd rather that, know what I mean? And you could see the effort he gave. He just was second best on the night to a class act in Beterbiev, and I'm like the rest now. I'm looking forward to the fight against Bivol, because I think it's good to see so many people putting on the line and going to be undisputed. I think boxing needs more of it.
I agree with you on that. The undisputed, there's more emphasis on that. We've seen more emphasis on undisputed, but you said things in the background. Are you alluding to the atypical finding test that came back from Beterbiev?
Yeah, look, I'm like everyone else. I just seen what, you know, the email Callum received about it, and was like, you know, thinking what everyone else thinks. You know, HGH, human growth hormone. At 39 years of age, for your testosterone levels to be going up, you know, for them to say it can be done with squats and all stuff like this, I just think it's baffling. You know, all this drugs things, and you know, the amount of times we're hearing about it, it's just very strange to me. Listen, a 21-year-old kid, testosterone levels high, fair enough. You know what I mean? It's quite normal. You know, you're nearly 40, it's not. But again, look, I'm not going to go there. At the end of the day, I've just said what I said. I think, you know, he lost. Beterbiev was really good. You know, again, having known Beterbiev for as long as I've known him, I've seen him in the past wobbled, I've seen him dropped off Callum Johnson, wasn't really much of a shot. And you know, Callum's a friend of mine, I've been in the gym with him. I've also been in the gym alongside that Callum, and I know when Callum lets them go and Callum's left hook, I'd put money on him hitting anyone, and he just couldn't seem to put a dent in Beterbiev. So, you know, as sort of, not even healing powers, just as powers as well as strength output, as well as taking the shot, just seemed very high. But again, look, I don't want to harp on about it and make excuses, because I do think he was very good, and I said that again. I thought that was the best of him, the best I'd seen him, and you know, the better man won on the night. Whatever's in the background's in the background. It's just, that's boxing for you, but you just got to sort of take it what you get on the night. And Callum did. Callum was man enough to stand up afterwards and say, you know what, I was second best, and it's hard for him to take, because he knows how good he is, he knows how good he can be, he knows he can beat anyone in the world on his day. It just, again, wasn't his day. So tough bitter pill to swallow, but I'm still proud of me, brother.
Back to you then, just to change the subject quickly. Callum sort of said in his post-fight interview with Sky Sports that it's hard for him to swallow the fact that he isn't the best, he isn't the world number one, and he's got to take a long think. He's been in boxing a long time, and you're reading, looking at that interview, you're probably thinking maybe he's thinking of retiring and that, but you're his brother. Can you see that? What if that's the case, can anything entice him back into the sport if he does have that halfway, his foot in that retirement door?
To be honest with you, I think he only wants the titles. It's going to be really hard to motivate Callum for a non-title fight or a comeback fight. You know, he's earned a lot of money in the game. He's really well off. He's financially secure. He's happy. He's got a really a lovely family. Would he come back for a
Well, the reason I ask is the Anthony Yard fight, yeah, because I think that's been talked about.
I've seen that a few times on social media recently. Anthony Yard. I think if you offered him now, do you want to come back and fight Yard? I don't think he'd get off the card. I don't know myself. You'd have to ask him, but I can't see it myself. I think he wants the titles. I think he wants the belts. If someone said, "Look, go and beat Yard and you get a shot at," then maybe. I don't know, but I'm not too sure. Again, he'd have to answer that question himself. But the look of it, the way the game, the way the weight division is the minute, Beterbiev's going to fight Bivol. If he wins, is there a rematch clause? Does he have to have a rematch? If he beats him again, will he then go up and try it? I think Beterbiev would. I think he'd probably move up and try and go and do it again at Cruiser. He fought at 91 in the amateurs, you know what I mean? He went to the Olympics at 91. So there's a chance he might go and have a go at Cruiser. If Bivol wins, then they have a rematch and Bivol wins again, then I think Bivol's probably going to stay at the weight. I can't really see him moving up. He's got more
said
chance.
Bivol did say go at Cruiser. He did say, he said in Saudi, yeah.
He's also said he'd go back to super middle to fight Canelo, so he's got to make his mind up. If he can do super middle, you can't do Cruiser. Do you know what I mean? Surely, I don't know, but I think if you're telling people you can move down to go and fight after the rematch with Canelo at super middle, then in the next break you're saying I'll go to Cruiser. That's a big jump. Do you know what I mean? 12 stone to 14.4 is a lot of weight. And he's good, he's a class act, but I don't know whether he's that good, you know what I mean? But I don't know, again, all I'm trying to say is I think the weight division sides up and it's very unsure what will happen for the winner. Does the winner move up and then free up belts where he could have a shot at the title, or does he stay at the weight and keep them and maybe try and defend them? I don't know, but I think Callum's got to answer that question. But whatever he does, I'm very proud of him as his elder brother. I think if you'd have said when he'd saying pro, listen, you know, you'll be world champion, you'll be the first from Liverpool ever to win a Ring Magazine belt, then I think I, along with him, had a bit your armour for it, because it's an unbelievable achievement, unbelievable career, and it's one that his family are very proud of, and he sets his family up for life.
Definitely. Like I said, one final one then. You are a coach now, and I'm looking forward to it, because I've got my pro licence. I've got 2 young fighters up in Scotland that I'm turning pro in April time, so if you've got any tips for me, Stephen, please tell me. But what's going to happen Saturday night? Obviously, Steve Clark, Steve Smith, the duel that we're going to look forward to in the future as well. But what's going to happen Saturday night?
Look, for Steve, I'm just really excited for him, for his journey. I've been sort of giving him little tips here and there, just saying, like, you know, you've got to, it's very hard, but you've got to try and enjoy your debut. I don't know anyone who wasn't overly keen in the debut. It's a natural feeling, so not to worry too much, but try his best to enjoy it. Try and soak it up, enjoy your ring walk, stuff like that, things, because anyone will tell you now. I remember Paul's debut, I remember Liam's debut, I remember Callum's debut. I couldn't tell you who they fought in the third fight. You know what I mean? It's one of them. It's so memorable, your pro debut, and it's something you'll never forget. And a lot of people are the same. They always remember your debut. So try your best to look good. Obviously, try and show off, try and impress. But more than that, try and take it in, try and soak it up, and try and, you know, always remember this feeling. It's an unbelievable thing, and it's an unbelievable, like, exciting part of his journey, what he's embarking on Saturday night. I'm proud to be a part of it with him. Lovely lad. I really want the best for the kids anyway. But I'm excited for my own journey too, because I think it all starts, and I'm gonna give everything I've got in this coaching game. And when you said about advice, listen, I'm early days. I'm taking all the advice I can get. I've loved being around Buddy McCART. I've just been soaking up as much as I can off him. I think he's an unbelievable coach. Listening to how he coaches Callum, I just think there's so much to learn from him. But my advice I'd give is, you know, there's not one rule fits all. Boxing's boxing. We all know the game. There's more than one way to win a fight. There's more than one way to coach a boxer as well. And not every boxer the same. So I will not be trying to make Steve Clark fight like Charlie Edwards. I won't be trying to make Charlie Edwards fight like Liv Hussey. It's just, you know, they've all got their own attributes, and you've got to be a good coach. You've got to know how to get the best out of them, but also to work on with them. So I'm learning that as I go, but I'm confident I'll get the best out of my fighters.
Stephen, always a pleasure, my man, and I look forward to seeing you too, brother. Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook. Sign up now for a $20 free bet. Just use the code IFLTV24. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.